Yo, what is up, guys? This is the SDFC Bros, and we're going to be reacting and talking about the most recent news for San Diego FC, and that is the new appointment of the head coach of San Diego FC, Mikey Varas. And before we jump into it, guys, we have a very special guest. You've probably seen him on our Instagram page. We have Esteban from Exquisite Football. How you doing, mate?
Doing good, boys. Just had a good drive from Coronado. The scenery is so nice just driving there. But no, I'm excited for the pod. It's gonna be good.
No, thanks for coming, man. We appreciate it. Yeah,
my pleasure.
So make sure you guys check them out in the link in the description below. They'll be tagged there. So make sure you guys check them out. They make some great soccer content. So guys, let's just jump into it. I'm super excited about this. So let's start off with you, Carlos. Just to start it off, just initial reactions and kind of thoughts of the appointment.
Yeah, no, I think honestly, I'm iffy about the signing. I'm here and there. I think it's a good step forward. We have the person, but personally, I would have expected somebody with a little bit more experience to lead us, to kind of get us forward. Just because it's a little scary, being a new club and getting into everything, to just have everything brand new. Some sort of like structure, at least. Somebody with a little bit more knowledge, a little bit more career growth and experience would have made me feel more secure. But I also kind of like the idea of we're all going to be brand new. We're all taking a step forward. Who knows? This could be something potential. And it is a little risky. We've seen a lot of MLS teams new ones come in, and they come in and they got their experts, they got everything. And like we saw with LAFC, they came in and within 3 years they won the league. And so with us, it still feels kind of like a project versus we're just jumping in ready to go. So we'll see how it goes. But I mean, I'm excited. He said a lot of good things, and maybe with this youth development is exactly what we're kind of needing in the step forward that we're trying to get into.
Yeah, definitely. Esteban, go ahead and go off, brother.
I'm like the same boat as you, Carlos. I mean, this is the first time I've ever heard of Mikey Varas. Initial reaction was like, okay, cool. We got someone that with national team experience, someone that has been more of an assistant, more in the academy, developmental, which is what San Diego FC wants to do, right, with Right to Dream. So he fits the bill for that, but this is his first major gig, guys. This is his first major gig. He was at what was it, Dallas FC Dallas as assistant coach. So he has MLS experience, but this is major gig.
Yeah.
So I was too a little worried, not worried, but a little nervous because again, this is his first gig, so it's new. See how he takes that responsibility. Obviously, he's ready for it. He's had a lot of experience with national team. He was the interim coach for the U.S., which is
2 games.
2 games, but hey, 2 games is 2 games to manage.
They did in those 2 games, or
so
I don't know. Yeah,
they didn't win.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So here's the thing. Here's the thing. I go through the depths of Twitter and through MLS Twitter, and just to kind of throw my thoughts into it.
Yeah.
There's been so much negativity surrounding the appointment of Mikey Varas, and for me, we got to give the coach time, or at least just a chance. You know what I mean? This team has 6 players. We haven't even touched a blade of grass, so it's there's absolutely zero expectation, to go into this.
Yeah.
And kind of just to throw in my AC Milan bias here, but we just got appointed a new coach, and after 4 games. All the Milan fans on Milan Twitter, they want him out. So it's I don't want it to have to come down to this where, we go 3 games and let's say, worst comes to worst, results don't go our way. Then, the fans start to turn on him. So I think the best thing we have to do right now is back the coach. And what you were saying, just to kind of piggyback off, he led the U.S. youth national team to the 2022 CONCACAF championship, qualified the U.S. for the Olympics for the first time in 2008. I view the Olympics as kind of not a World Cup level tournament, but, to kind of qualify, it's very difficult. And especially because, like we all know, the Olympics is an under 23 tournament. So it's it's the criteria of what San Diego FC is trying to do. Build a young foundation, and just to kind of go off of there as well, coach the U.S. at the FIFA U20 World Cup. And he was an interim coach, and people look at those 2 games as the United States men's national team coach. Number one, the pressure to be a national team coach is especially for the United States.
Well, and trust.
And that as well.
You don't think about that.
It's a lot of pressure. So it's like, obviously, we all said he doesn't have any experience at that top level. And this is his first shot. And, I trust Tyler Heaps just based off of what he said in press conferences and kind of how he carries himself and how, this team is going in a certain direction.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask you, you went to the event in downtown.
Uh-huh.
What was it kind of like, and what was the reception like for Mikey Varas?
It was great. I mean, the whole supporters groups were there, Riptides, Locals, Barra 18, Frontera Ultras, like all these groups were there. It was a great vibe. It was in downtown, a place called the Courtyard. Got there early. I took my camera, took a bunch of pictures. Hopefully we can display some of those.
Yeah.
The whole supporters groups just came in loud. Dago boys are so loud.
No,
dude.
I know it's
It's insane.
Yeah,
it's
great.
insane.
Their energy is good.
It's lovely. So yeah, they came in. They were super loud, and they already had a chant for him. It was like Mikey Varas, El Director. Mikey Varas was in there, dude, chanting with them.
That's so cool.
It was super cool to see, and it was great reception. And they went into like a mini press conference. Darren Smith interviewed him. Before that, there were like posters where you can write questions.
Okay.
So I wrote a couple questions myself. I was like, what's gonna be the first signing you personally make?
Okay.
What's your favorite food spot in San Diego? And then another one was what inspires you? So it was just great to see that San Diego wants like the people to be heard,
right,
and to ask these questions and just get to know Mikey Varas, because we really don't know him unless you do your research.
Sure.
But no, it was great. It's great.
No, but I think to add to that, I think, like, while he is a new coach and stuff, I think what SDFC, trying to get a coach that's kind of with, like, I think what they love is the community-based stuff.
100%.
And so the fact that they're getting a coach that's kind of new makes it, I know it sounds weird, but kind of like they can mold him into, like, being that community out.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, start doing these things and teaching him.
Spanish.
He speaks
Right,
Spanish,
like that.
Right,
Really
so
good.
I can see I can see their vision in maybe having him, because it's like if you get an older coach, they're gonna already come in and they're gonna, I would say, try to take control of the situation versus like Mike. We can kind of like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And we can see, but I think just a quick question with that: how do you think the first game win would be?
So I wanted to go into that. So the style of play, right? I think this is kind of the main talking point everyone wants to know. So in a press
100%.
conference, he said, and I quote, "With the ball, we're going to be brave. We want to control games with purposeful verticality, creativity, being dynamic, and at the same time, we want to be front-footed when we don't have the ball, pressing as high as we can while knowing that you can play against an opponent that also wants to dictate what happens in the game."
Yeah.
So kind of just going off of that, from what I kind of interpreted as very high press, counter-attacking football, and it kind of reminds me a little bit, not exactly, but of Liverpool, how Liverpool kind of plays that high counter-attacking press. So just kind of based off of our players and everything like that, do you think that could potentially, play to the strengths of those guys like Chucky?
I love that you mentioned Liverpool there. The gegenpressing bot with Dortmund and then Liverpool. But yeah, I've seen FC Northland play live in person. They were here in Chula Vista Training Center. Yeah. The way that they play is insane. Like they're very patient. And once they have the ball, it's fast. It's very quick ball. And I've heard a lot that there's going to be a combination of like the Right to Dream style and then his personal system, right? So it's going to be a combination of that. But from what I've seen and what I've heard is that it's going to be like Right to Dream, like go, 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 be patient, high press. It's very, like, when I saw that game, it was versus Cholos and an academy. It was, dude, they dominated. They dominated Cholos. It was insane.
Yeah, FC Nordjylland, I mean, they played, Europa Conference League football.
Yes.
And, that's not, Europa League Champions League, but, just right under it. But still
100%.
a very top level, very difficult competition to win, in my opinion. So, Carlos, who do you think is kind of going to be the main protagonist? This could be, and we'll go around. Who do you think could be the main protagonist in this Mikey Varas team?
Well, I mean, it's kind of crazy because we only have a few.
Sure.
Yeah. So it's like I mean, obviously, Chucky, I think, is gonna have to take the lead. I think right now it seems like he's gonna be the most experienced player that we're gonna have. You know, I've seen him play for Mexico and other teams. It is going to be interesting to see him in like a leadership role because he does kind of sit in the back, you know.
Yeah.
Obviously he's been that player for all of his teams, but for him to be the guy, this is going to be a little interesting
different.
and to see how it go. But I think he could be one of the main ones, especially him being a left winger, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take control of that.
Mm-hmm.
But it'll be interesting to see. I'm really hoping to see maybe one more experienced player just in case.
Yeah.
But I don't know, maybe like a nice striker or something like
Sure,
that.
sure.
We need somebody putting goals because we can have that play style like you said, and if we don't have somebody bagging in those goals, that's going to be the most important part, you know.
Yeah. Who do you think?
But I also like Yepe. If you've seen some games from FC Northland, Yepe is that center defensive mid 6.
Heck yeah.
So that ball is going to be played a lot to that person. What I've seen is he's just silky smooth with the ball, transition, switching the field around. So Yepe and Chucky, I would say.
Yeah. For me, I 100% agree. Yep, Shursov, he is sensational. I think he's definitely one of the hidden gems. I think if we're gonna try to play this, high press, kind of vertical style of football, I think he's gonna be the epicenter of that. Kind of high press, winning the ball, and if he has some great technical ability, and from what I've seen, I think he kind of fits that kind of mold. So I'm super excited to kind of see what this whole system can turn into. And I think we'll go into the Right to Dream, how they're going to play a massive role into this as well. And the country I'm kind of excited to kind of go into is Ghana, because I think Ghana for me has just such great talent. For me, being a Milan fan, Suli Muntari, Kevin Prince Boateng, these guys, I grew up watching these guys for AC Milan, score huge, massive goals. And, that's a country that has just so much untapped potential. Michael Essien as well.
And they're all passionate about soccer. That's one of the most important things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They come in and they're just ready to play. They want to play. They want to win,
Yeah. So I think, kind of just going off of that, how important do you think Right to Dream is going to play a role in essentially kind of, I think they're going to finish the rest of this team. I think we're maybe going to have one more kind of bigger signing, and then the rest is going to be made up of academy players and also Right to Dream. So how big do you think that's going to be?
Yeah, I mean, I think it goes both. It can take either way. I think it takes it's going to be a big role if it succeeds. If it doesn't, then I don't know if we stick with it if it's not succeeding. Hopefully it does, and hopefully this, like you said, it's a dream. We're thinking of it, hoping for it. But if it doesn't last and we don't see that potential, then I can see us stepping away from it, which is unfair because we really do have a system that is going to take a while to really build up, and it's a smart and a great initiative, but like I was trying to say, the first game is going to be really important. Do we, not only because it's a new club, but the new system that we're going to be implementing, and all these things are just all brand new to the sport of soccer, and especially in America, and we're kind of the forefront, and everybody's going to be looking at us because we're doing something new, and if we're not succeeding in it, we're either going to not be the laughing stock, but it's going to be we told you it doesn't work, why did you stick to the script,
Right.
So that's going to be interesting.
Yeah, there's definitely, like I said, there's a lot of negativity surrounding Mikey Varas as the coach, just because of what he's kind of shown, at, I guess what you could say, a top level, but he hasn't really proved anything. So it's what, for the fans that have doubt, what can you kind of give and kind of say for them to kind of jump on board?
Well guys, this project is very new. We have to be patient with it. We have to be very patient with it. It's an academy system that they want to emphasize the youth, the locals here, players. It's a system that's going to take some years, and that's fine. LAFC didn't win, in 3 years or something like that?
Yeah.
So we got to give it time. Just be patient.
Yeah.
Be patient, trust the process. When it's successful, it's going to be revolutionary.
It'll surprise a lot of people, for sure.
Yeah. I think the expectation, for me, just a little too high. I feel like people want, us to go out first game, guns blazing, and, everything like that. But, let's kind of get back to earth a little bit and kind of look at the reality of the situation. And that's where a brand new team, and none of these guys have played together. Like we said, brand new coach, brand new system. And a lot of these guys, at least, from what I've seen in Chucky, I've seen him play at Napoli very well. I watch Serie A. That's, my team plays in Serie A.
Yeah.
Very inconsistent. However, the style at Napoli was very inconsistent. They kind of went
Mhm.
through, managers. They had Spalletti, who, won the league title with them, and then
Yeah.
they had Maurizio Sarri and, a couple other guys that I can't really name, and all of them have a very different style of play.
Yes.
And at PSV, I mean, for the most part this season, he's doing sensational. He's
Mhm.
been on fire. So if he can kind of carry that form and kind of carry that momentum to San Diego FC and really be that motivator and that
Yeah.
leader, how you were saying,
Right.
it's a very different role, but I think the expectation for a lot of these players to kind of show out and
Mhm.
kind of, hit the ground running
Yeah.
from game one is just, for me, a little bit unrealistic. So I
Mhm.
think, it goes back to kind of giving time to not only the coach, but the players as well, because
Yeah.
maybe just the players that we have just don't kind of fit the system. And then that's where I think Tyler Heaps is going to kind of
Mm-hmm.
come in clutch, because for me, I think what he kind of has shown, kind of, getting these players and everything like that, I feel like it's very promising. So
Mhm.
it's like, again, we're still, what, 3 months out,
Yeah.
4 months
Yeah,
out
yeah,
for
yeah.
the season. So there's still a lot of work to be done.
Yeah.
Is the first game an important win? Is it going to
Oh,
show
yeah.
a lot, or do we just like if we lose, is it okay and we keep going, or is it like detrimental if we don't win?
It's gonna be a statement. The way we start, it's gonna be a statement game for sure.
Yeah.
But going back to Tyler Heaps and the signings, guys, I got some insider news.
Oh, that's the
Okay,
one.
Insider
That's
news.
the one.
Here you go.
December.
Okay.
Get ready to see everybody. Almost like we're gonna get a lot of signings in December. So
Okay.
there's gonna be a lot of events. So clear your schedules for December. Yeah. So if you're traveling, stay in San Diego.
Okay.
Mm.
It's gonna get good out here.
Any news about the jersey too?
Well, jerseys are coming January. Like
Yeah.
I don't
Okay,
have
okay.
any like craziness about
Yeah.
that,
Mm.
but December there's gonna be a lot of sightings. Plus, we
Okay.
have the college draft. We have
Exactly.
some
Yeah.
showcases here.
Yeah.
Local talent, college talent is gonna be
Mhm.
here. And then I think the winter transfer window.
Yeah, that closes, I think, in February. So,
So,
right,
yeah.
right, either before or after this
Mhm.
season. So hell, maybe if game one doesn't go as planned, make a little last second,
Yeah.
last second pulling.
Not only that, boys, but San Diego FC gets to pick 5 players from the big teams. Like
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure how it works, but they have like 12 players that are locked in that the team does not want
Okay.
other teams to take.
Okay.
And San Diego FC is going to take 5 of those.
Interesting. Yeah,
Five of
it's
those.
that's what kind of makes MLS exciting, because
Yeah.
they have these little twists and kind of turns.
Very interesting rules.
Yeah.
We're still learning about it, which is
Yeah.
fine, but it'll
Yeah.
take time. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a European merchant, so I know just kind of the basics of transfers and how
Yes.
teams kind of get players from certain pools. So it's like, what's really interesting about MLS and what I've been kind of learning and knowing about this league, it's so unique.
Mhm.
It's like I forgot what I was watching, but I think it was like a podcast or something where it was going along the lines of how unique MLS is. It's very hard to win, and I believe it because
Yes.
we saw LAFC, like how you were
Right.
saying, win in 3 years,
Mhm.
but then you got the likes of Inter Miami. Sure, they won the
League Cup.
League Cup, yeah. Which I'm
It's important.
I'm a U.S. Open
Yeah.
Cup
Yes.
fan, but Leagues Cup, sure, impressive shot, but
Mhm.
you got Messi in there and all them, man, and sure, you can call it a big trophy, but in terms of that, I feel like the league itself is super hard to win because you got
Yeah.
2 different conferences, and I think that's what really separates it
Right.
from any other league that we're kind of used to.
100%.
So.
You guys think SDFC is going to be the one to break the San Diego sports curse?
Oh, the first major.
I'm very
team.
optimistic, and I'm gonna say yes.
Ooh,
Yes,
okay.
100%.
I mean,
I'm a
Padres are doing pretty good. I know we're
Yeah,
just talking about
so
that. But
yeah.
like, could SDFC be the first one?
Yes. Yes.
Naturally, I'm a pessimist. Right? I'm a pessimist. I think the most negative things ever, and honestly, just kind of taking off my biased goggles, I'm gonna say no, because I just think when you throw that expectation out there, it kind of puts a certain vibe out there, and I think it just kind of adds a little bit of pressure. However, I do like the optimism. I
Yeah.
think optimism and kind of, dreaming of that sort of thing is super important within a football club, especially a new football club
Right.
at that.
But how cool would it be for SDMC
That would
a
be
soccer-
massive,
Oh, yeah,
dude.
no, that would be
to
huge.
win a championship for the city and the Padres never have?
Oh,
Or the Chargers.
my
Imagine,
God. That would be
imagine what it would do
huge.
for soccer here.
Yeah, no, that would
Think
be
about
huge.
it. That'd be
It
amazing.
would definitely put us
Wow.
on the map for sure. It
Yeah.
would definitely put a lot of eyes on San Diego FC, and I think it would definitely put, players, attracted to San Diego. It's like,
It'll put credibility and respect to
right.
San Diego.
All of us know how great of a city San Diego is to live in.
Mhm.
But to play there, and we see,
Yeah.
like you said, when you were downtown at the event,
Yes.
unveiling the coach,
Yeah.
the passion,
Yeah.
the passion's there, so it's kind of just applying that onto the pitch is kind of
Mhm.
just the main, I guess, kind of concern I have. But
Yeah.
I have no doubts that this management and this team is going in that right direction to kind of make those moves
Mhm.
to make that happen. So.
You said something about Michael Essien.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
using Right to Dream, right?
Oh heck yeah,
Yeah.
I love Michael Essien. I mean, his days at Chelsea when he came to
Mhm.
Milan. It's kind of his end times at Milan, and that's
Mhm.
when Milan was starting to enter the banter era,
Yeah.
as a lot of us fans call it, where it was just a terrible period. Just Milan, no Champions League football. It was a rough time to be a Milan
Yeah.
fan in the early 2010s. But regardless, I think Essien, he kind of, put that foundation there to
Yeah.
kind of make that, in Italian, we call it grinta, which is like grit.
Yeah.
So I think he really instilled that team. So maybe if, Essien could kind of, put his fingerprints over
Yeah.
the San Diego FC team to kind of, push that forward.
Mikey Varas is still looking for a staff. He could be his assistant coach.
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
Some wild things can happen. That
Oh,
would be really cool.
Oh,
I mean, he's still building his staff, so who's going to be his number 2?
So, like, how do you feel like how the club has advanced in such a short time?
Wow, that's a really good question. I think it's done really good things, especially with the community.
Right.
So like the Chrome Ball tour, if you haven't gone to one of these,
You
go
need
to one of
Gotta
these.
go.
Make sure you collect the patches. There's something
Yeah.
with the patches. I don't know. Maybe if you can, if
Okay.
you collect all the
A
patches, you win
bonus or
something. Like a golden ticket.
Season ticket.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
It's something.
I don't know. When I heard about something about the patches that you win something, but I don't know. I'm just collecting them because they're really cool, and
Okay.
it's like the artwork of San
Yeah.
Diego. They did the first first event in 2023, which was a street. What was it called?
Street flow?
Street flow.
Yeah.
Something like that. That was a great event. And just local things that they've been doing. I mean, in Poway or no, it was Escondido where they opened those courts.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Escondido, like they've been helping like with projects and stuff like that. It's just really cool to see, and it's just only gonna get better from here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The PR for this club has been great. I
Yeah.
see, billboards on the Santee
Yes.
trolley. I swear I see
On buses, on
Chucky
everything,
and all that,
Yeah.
man, on the trolley. So I'm like, the hype is there. So I
Yes.
think, what they're doing to really push this initiative of like, this is San Diego's team,
Mhm.
and respect to the Padres,
Yeah.
they're the godfathers of, sports in San Diego.
Mhm.
Don't want to mention the Chargers, all that, but I think they're doing a great job on really pushing this initiative that this is San Diego's team, and I
Yes.
think they're putting different cities involved and everything like that, and different cultures and communities
Right.
to build this team, and not to sound corny or anything, but we're actually woven into one.
Yeah.
That's
No,
the
it
motto.
really
of
feels
the
No,
team.
100%.
If you don't think that in like Skeptic or whatever, really go out to one of the like the Chrome Ball tours, because
Yeah.
the moment you get there, you feel it, and everybody's out, and it's like it's just your local park, and everybody's just enjoying themselves.
Yeah.
You can talk, you can have fun, and you start feeling like wow, like they really do care about the community, and not just for like PR stuff, like you were
Yes.
saying, just like little events here and there. It's like no, like come out, and it's just
Mhm.
like we're all together with this soccer ball. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I love-
and it's different sceneries, right? Because you go through the coast, you go through the mountains,
Yeah.
like you see every single part of San Diego. And if you haven't visited some of these, dude, go.
Yeah,
Go to
I've
some
said
of
it to
these.
you. It's like I've
Yeah.
never been here. I
Yes.
never even knew like this was
Yeah.
here. This is me, but just being biased.
Yeah,
I want an Italian player. I just want an Italian player. Like I know you, man.
Yeah.
You Latinos and that.
Yeah.
Y'all run SD. I'll die on my sword.
Yeah.
Y'all run SD.
Yes.
But we got Little Italy down here.
Yeah,
we got a
dude,
little
we do.
corner. We got a little
Dude,
corner.
Little Italy's a vibe, dude.
Bro,
I love
Did
Little
you see
love
Italy.
them? Did you see them when Italy won the Euros? Like they
Dude,
were crazy.
they were nuts.
That was a
They were
movie,
nuts.
bro.
We
That was,
have some Italian culture here.
that
so
was
we might
a
as well.
movie. That was a movie. And, you know, for me, you know, being an Italian American in San Diego, it's like that was a big moment. So I think, you know, the soccer community for Italians is there as well. So it's like, Tyler Heaps, if you're watching this, and I know that you are, mate, go get an Italian guy. Either Serie B, Serie C,
Yes.
Serie D, mate. Go there. There's loads of talent. Trust me. You want the next coming of Nesta. You know where to find
When
me.
he signs him, he's gonna look
I
like
love
this
it.
for you.
Bro, I'm
Vince.
there.
That's for you, that's for you.
I'm there, man.
Side question: what's your favorite spot in Little Italy?
Ooh, like restaurant?
Yeah, restaurant or anything like that.
Ooh, That's a great question.
I got a good one.
I might be biased just because it's my name as well, but
Mm.
there was a place called Vincenzo's.
Vincenzo's,
I think
okay.
it was really nice.
What'd you get there?
I got a little margarita pizza, little vodka penne pasta.
Oh, dude.
It was really nice. So
Yeah.
and then you know you have obviously the view. You saw the bay as well
Yes.
a little bit. So
Yeah.
so
What
yeah.
about
that-
Mona Lisa? Have you gone to Mona Lisa?
oh yeah, they got the best sandwiches and
Yes.
also
100%.
best sandwiches, but also my boys down there at Sicilian Ish, little sandwich shop makes some banger sandwiches, guys. So if you're in Little Italy, go either Mona Lisa or Sicilian Ish. They know ball. They got a San Diego scarf up
Oh
there.
hell
as well,
yeah!
so
I need to go to Sicilian-ish. I've gone to
Sicilian-ish,
Mona Lisa
man.
multiple
Yeah,
times, but I
Mona
need to check
Lisa,
that spot.
banger.
Ooh,
So
okay.
I gotta go. I've never been.
Let's just go right now.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
9 a.m. Let's go. All right, guys. I think that'll do it for this
Yeah.
episode. I think we covered a lot. You know, we got a lot
Yes.
of insight and everything like that. So yeah, guys. Also, make sure you guys check out Exquisite Football and Esteban and Brandon as well. who
Esteban,
did
you're
make
welcome
it.
here whenever
sir.
you want.
Welcome
Okay,
here.
thank you, boys.
anytime,
Appreciate
man.
it.
Thank
Love
you.
talking
So,
ball.
make sure you guys check them out in the link in the description below, and we'll see you guys in the next video.
Peace.
Ciao, ragazzi.
Thank you.